welcome to the Morning Ramble, again from quarantine. I'm Matt.
I'm Eric, if you don't know who I am.
Yeah, that's Eric. I don't know if it switches these when it's recording, so that's Eric, I think. He'll be in one of those directions. It'll be one of the two cardinal directions.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're coming to you from our respective houses again, because we're trying to follow the rules.
Now there's more rules.
Yeah, the rule list keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Americans can't handle that. I don't know.
I don't know. We were talking last week about like basic job
what's needed and what's not.
Yeah, what's needed and what's not, but basic economic factors and who's affected and who's not. And last week I said I was not affected really, and this week I get to say yes, I am affected. My hours have been cut. So I will be going on partial unemployment because people don't want to let us into their houses, which makes sense. So
bring my crop in. Yeah. No, I'm working overtime, so I can't say anything. So, yeah. Of course, that's different, but yeah.
Certain things are going to be working like crazy. I mean, after this whole thing eventually blows over, I don't know exactly what kind of damage will be done regardless, but once it does eventually move over, there's going to be a ton of work in my field, and I'll probably get overtime at that point. But
yeah, well, since we're talking about work and money in the economy, why don't we just talk about that first? The biggest news, I think, that happened this week, right? Which was the stimulus bill. And I don't know if you were I'm sure everyone was following it closely. I was. But if you weren't, basically the stimulus bill that was being proposed by the GOP was being last Sunday. I think the Senate Democrats and Republicans were arguing. They weren't coming to a conclusion. Bunch of different demands back and forth. Anyway, Tuesday night they agreed on something and voted on it the following day, Wednesday, 96-0 for it. So it was originally, I think, a 1.5 bill. Now it's $2 trillion, something like that. Yes. It's now going to the House. It looks like it's going to be passed, but I have no idea.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Oh, no, it did get passed. Never mind.
It's already passed. It's already passed and signed.
It's already passed. Well, like, the news headlines are so misleading because, like, on Tuesday, they're just like, the bill is passed. And then I'm like, wait, no, they didn't vote. And then they're like, no, they agreed on it. Now they're going to vote. And it's like, it's so confusing.
Yeah. No, we're good. It's passed and signed. We've got a $2 trillion
biggest spending bill in the history of ever.
Yeah, and what was the second biggest spending bill in the history of whatever? What happened like 2 weeks ago?
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, and a lot of people were saying like this is like the first of its kind, but I think someone mentioned, and again, I was younger, so I wasn't paying attention, but back in 2008 or 2007 during the housing crisis, I guess the Bush administration.
Oh, the bank bailout.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just the bank bailout, but there was a bunch of other like checks that were actually issued to actual citizens, but it was nowhere near to the scale.
No, but there hasn't been anything that had. I mean, there certainly were recessions and such.
Yeah. Well, the way that did I lose you?
But it popped off here. Hang on.
Oh, did I lose you?
Hang on.
Okay.
Let me fix some things. I'm just gonna have to cut this part out. I'm just gonna have to turn off my computer. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh,
okay. That should do it. That should do it.
Oh, okay. What were we talking about? Recessions. Well, the one point that I wanted to point out, I forget how to pronounce his last name, but Mnuchin or whatever, the Department of Treasury in Trump's administration, He was talking on Fox News, and he was saying how like they're kind of treating this like a natural disaster. That's kind of the mindset economically, that is. This isn't like, it's not like the economy was really bad and then we were slowly going into a recession, which is what has happened in the past. It was just kind of dramatic. And but the only difference is, instead of like one city, like, or like one state, like Katrina with Louisiana, New Orleans, it's the whole country. So I think that's kind of the mindset behind the stimulus bill. And they were talking about that a little bit, which was interesting to listen to. But kind of like a rapid relief currently, and then it will progress. But like real quick in the stimulus bill, I know everyone knows about the $1,200 check or something like that. People were talking for anyone who makes under 75 a year. Are you still there? You look frozen. I just want to make sure I don't lose you again.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just letting you continue to talk.
Okay. And the couple other big things, the other thing that affects citizens directly if you have student loans is that all payments are being suspended until September 30th. And that's if you have federal loans, obviously. And then there's also a $500 billion lending program for businesses, such as like airline carriers, also like passenger cargo, and then I think the smaller businesses. And then the other thing that I thought would be interesting to mention is just that $117 billion is devoted to hospitals. So just money.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then also this week, did you see about Trump enacting to make different manufacturers make ventilators now? Did you read about that?
Yes, I did see that.
I think General Motors is one of the ones that they're having them do that. And then something funny, I thought it was interesting. The company My Pillow. Did you see this?
Yeah, that was weird.
Masks. I think that's pretty awesome.
My mask.
Yeah, my mask. Yeah, and then they'll sell them.
They've got these. Do you know how much those pillows cost? They're ridiculous.
Well, if you get the TV special, it's like buy one, get one free or something.
Yeah, but they're like $50 a pillow. It's ridiculous.
That's not a lot compared to like Tempur-Pedic.
Yeah, well, Tempur-Pedic can go pound sand.
I know, I buy $5 pillows. Like,
I buy $5 pillows too.
Who cares? But anyway, so that's the stimulus bill.
It's not important.
Oh, also one more thing is that unemployment benefits are being not only, I guess that for the next 4 months, anyone who was already in unemployment is going to be getting like an extra $600 a week or every other week or something like that, and that's going to be extended for 4 more months. So there's a lot in there. That's just like the top of it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of things, and it's. There's a bigger conversation to be had here about like what really runs the economy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not qualified to say anything about that. If we got like a stock expert, then that would be great.
Well, the thing is, like this really, I'm calling it a stimulus bill, and you'll see a lot of mainstream media outlets calling it a stimulus bill. It's not a stimulus bill. No economist, no one's thinking that this is going to stimulate the economy. It's pretty much just a relief bill during this pandemic, during this disaster, so that people can pay rent, put food, keep the lights on, that kind of thing. So
yeah,
and
it's the keep a fair amount of people alive bill.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good. That's a good name.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So, do you have the coronavirus yet?
I do not. That I know of. I'm not rich enough to get a test. So you see all these celebrities and politicians. They're coming down with the coronavirus, and it's like, oh, do just rich people and celebrities get it? No, it's because they can get tests first.
Yeah.
We've don't get tests.
What is it? What new celebrities have it? We got Rand.
Well, Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister.
Boris Johnson, yeah, he got it. I believe that I saw Prince Charles has it.
Okay.
I don't remember who he is. Is he the old one?
Charles is the father, yeah. The old one. And he's not even, he's a prince. And it just shows you how old his mother is.
Yeah, I mean, if the queen gets it, she'll probably still live through it because she's just going to keep living forever.
Immortal. She's just going to be...
Yeah, she's just immortal. She'll just look older and older, but she'll never die.
Uh-huh.
It's like Betty White.
Don't even say that. She got it.
So what people are doing to deal with their whole staying home.
That's right.
First off, Disney Plus has come out with a couple of movies early. Movies that were affected negatively by the coronavirus, being like when they're out in theaters and such. Frozen 2 is out on digital already.
Yeah.
And Way Forward? Onward.
Onward. And that's not on Disney Plus, though. Buy that streaming.
No, but it's coming out on digital the 3rd?
Yeah, you
or
can
maybe
buy...
it's already out on digital, and it's
Disney.
coming to Disney Plus on the 3rd.
Oh, okay. Well, then why would you buy it? I think everyone has Disney Plus.
I think we dropped Disney Plus because it just didn't work super well.
Well, it's after you said that you were having issues with it. We never do, but because I think everyone's on it, Cadence has had a couple issues. She watches Lion Guard like on repeat. You ever watch Lion Guard, Matt?
Oh, I've never watched Lion Guard.
It's pretty much Lion King, but a show about Simba's son. So, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's entertaining. What else are people doing when they're home? I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with things to do. Memes. Right. Yeah, they're sharing a lot of memes. They're on Facebook a lot, and they're getting into arguments about their friends. By the way, this is a open platform that we've got here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to say it, and if the person is watching this who's on my Facebook and did this is watching, they'll probably lose a friend, but I don't care. One of my Facebook friends posted that he wanted to have a party with 10 people.
So that he wouldn't go over the limit?
His house. In the middle of the pandemic. And he said that he'd go and pick people up from their houses and bring them to his house.
How you do?
To that friend, just no. Screw off. Stay home and deal with it.
Yeah, it's talking about people leaving their house. It's a little bit crazy. I've only worked in the store once this week, but you know, they act like nothing's going on. I mean, I understand if you're coming in for medicine and then you want to get candy or whatever, no big deal. But like, I saw people like shopping for like makeup and stuff for over an hour. People were in the store for a crazy amount of time. It's like, get in, buy what you want, and get out. Like, don't hang out. And then
another thing, another couple things actually, from going to grocery stores and such. When you're going to the grocery store, your entire family does not need to come with you.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Here's the facts. You go, do it yourself, because there's people who don't deal with this whole 6 feet thing. They'll always come right up behind you and just stand there. It's just like, freaking get away from me.
I know.
Like, I don't want people that close to me normally. And now I definitely don't want them that close to me. But it's like, you don't need to bring your whole family. And when you're wearing masks and gloves, you have to change them for everything you do. They don't just protect you from everything. So if you're in the store and you've got gloves on and you're picking things off the shelves and you're waiting in line at the grocery store and you pull out your phone and you're texting on your phone.
Yeah.
When you walk out to the parking lot, empty all your stuff into your car, take off your gloves, and then go play on your phone more.
Yeah.
There's no point. And also to the people who are wearing masks and gloves to the store and going out to the parking lot and throwing them on the freaking ground, Again, screw off. I hate you, and you're the worst person.
You need a $300 fine for littering because it's just absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, and another thing too is because like I went shopping, and then when I got home, I have like antibacterial hand sanitizer wipes. So as soon as I get home, wipe off my phone, and then don't touch any. And then I'll put the food away, wash your hands before and after that. It's just you got to do what you got to do. Nothing's going to be perfect, but you could still, do those things. But I see what you're saying. Like, you're touching your phone, you have gloves on, take them off, and then you're touching your phone, touching your face, going home, letting your kid play with your phone or something. People aren't thinking.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like this morning I got up and I disinfected as much of the surfaces as I could in the house, hit the doorknobs and everything. But it's like, yeah, we're walking in. And if we go out to grab something or go grocery shopping, we come in, we immediately wash our hands, and then go on with our day. My hands are suffering because of this. They're so dry.
Some lotion. And speaking of grocery stores, did you see that the 570?
Oh yeah, we went to Dollar General earlier to grab coffee sweetener, which is a necessity.
Yeah. Oh no, I know. I make sure I have everything for coffee.
It is a necessity. So we stopped in there, and one of Nicole's acquaintances was like, "Oh, I'd come over and hug you, but people are being weird for that." And she was like, "Yeah, no, don't hug me." And he was just like, "Why aren't you really worried about this? Why are you worried about this?" It's just like, shut up, dude.
You don't have
to up.
No, but you can take some extra measures that don't matter. Like cleaning off surfaces in your house, washing your hands before and after things. Don't hug people in public. Very simple things that you can avoid. Like, did you see that our area made national news? We got to talk about that. The Garrity's grocery store.
Oh my God, that story.
So this lady, I'm so glad she's getting press charges. There's been a couple across the country about people doing stupid things in stores. Like some guy was like licking product. I've seen videos of people purposely coughing on food. But there was a woman that went into the Nanticoke Garrity's, I believe, and she just started purposely sneezing, coughing, and touching produce all throughout the store. And I guess she's been a nuisance there before. And they finally got her out, and then Garrity's released a statement saying that out of precaution, because they don't know what she did, any food that she came in contact with, they threw away, which sucks because we're in a pandemic right now. We shouldn't be throwing food away, and they threw away $35,000 an estimate amount of food.
Yep.
And just a garbage human being. And she's getting
absolutely.
And I'm so glad because honestly, that should be considered theft in my opinion. That should be considered that she stole $35,000 worth of stuff. She should be fined and she should be prosecuted because that is
absolutely.
It's not a joke, and you can criticize people for being too cautious or not cautious enough, but at the end of the day, why would you want to negatively affect another person's health? So, yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if she had coronavirus or not.
No.
Like she could have germs of different types and stuff, and you don't want to freaking eat something that somebody coughed on.
Yeah. I mean, when I go
at any situation.
Yeah, when I go grocery shopping, if I see something has been touched multiple times or moved around, I usually try to get another item that was not touched as much during normal circumstances. So, yeah. But I saw that Philip DeFranco was talking about that, and then I saw MSN put out an article talking about Garrity's and a couple other places. So I'm hoping their insurance covers it. If not, I'm hoping that they could pursue legal action.
I'm hoping that she just goes away.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So
in other news,
there's other news.
Apparently a lot of people are enjoying a new Netflix show called Tiger King.
I was gonna start that this weekend or tonight possibly. I've been working more, so I haven't been staying up late watching TV. And I did not. I keep seeing memes. I have no idea what it's about. I'm guessing
it seems ridiculous.
Is it a documentary series?
It's like a sort of reality documentary type thing.
Okay, kind of like, is it kind of like Making a Murderer? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting with or
sort
no.
Of? I guess it's more like just a bunch of wild escapism, which is pretty much exactly what we need.
Yeah.
So a bunch of people are really enjoying it. I'm told that it's very good. I haven't watched it because I barely ever watch TV series because I'm a garbage human being, I guess. I don't know.
Well, a bunch of new stuff's coming out since we're talking about different streaming stuff on Netflix. If anyone likes stand-up comedy as much as I do, I watch stand-up comics that I don't even like. I just like watching people try to do stand-up. But one of my favorite comics, Tom Segura, just released a new special called Ball Hog on Netflix, and that's pretty.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna have to watch that soon.
It's funny. It's funny. And then I know another comedian released one, but I don't watch him. Brett something on Netflix. But
Brett Kirschner.
Yeah, he released one. I don't watch him as much, but I know that he released one at the same time as Tom Segura. So
it's pretty funny.
Yeah. But
and people are playing a lot of Doom and Animal Crossing. So if you haven't seen any Doom/Animal Crossing memes, you should look them up because they're all great.
I actually haven't, so
you should look them up because they're all great.
I barely even know what Animal Crossing is as a game. Like, I don't even know what it is. Is it like Farmville? Like, I have no idea.
Okay, yes, Animal Crossing is Farmville. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then I have a pretty good assumption what it is. Then I've never played it.
You do farming and foraging, and you've got like this cute little town, and it's like a little Second Life simulator, and you can have fun. You can go visit your friends' islands and see what kind of decorations they did and everything. And Nicole has been playing it for like 35 hours.
Okay. You know what game I've been playing nonstop, and I honestly have not mentioned it to anyone. The only person that knows I play this that much is Andrea, because she gets annoyed that I play it. I play one mobile game on my phone called Clash Royale.
Okay.
So, do you know what Clash of Clans is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the same people, Supercell, that made that. This game came out 4 or 5 years ago, and I started playing it as soon as it came out. It's called Clash Royale, and pretty much imagine Clash of Clans, but it's like Pokemon almost. So like you have different cards, and you have to rank them up, and then you face people live, and you get ranked up, and you have like castles to defend. It's nothing like Clash of Clans though. It's more fast paced. But I've been playing that pretty much nonstop for the last 3 or 4 months since I took like a year hiatus from it. And I haven't even turned on my Xbox. I've just been playing this game constantly. So if you like,
hilarious thing that I've seen recently is a whole bunch of people playing Plague Inc.
What's that?
What I've seen recently is a whole bunch of people playing Plague Inc.
I don't know what that is.
It's the game where you create a disease and you infect the world with it.
See, you're talking about games that is like real life, like Animal Crossing. Like you live in a house and you grow vegetables and you go outside. It's like, okay, that's life. And then
but you live next to adorable animal creatures.
I live to adorable animal creatures. I have this cat that gets in my trash every week, and I want to get rid of it in ways that aren't legal. No,
you don't even have animals.
I have fish that I'm thinking about getting rid of. I'm thinking about getting. So back on the coronavirus, I think we're over 640,000 cases worldwide, I think was the last number I saw. And Italy reported, last week we said that they reported almost 800 deaths in one day. Just this week they reported 969 deaths in one day. So Italy is definitely in the worst. They're definitely in the worst position right now worldwide. And I think that definitely has to do with their older population and also just what they did before. Like, they did not take the precautions. I think the world kind of learned from Italy, which is sad, but yeah.
Yep, it's a shit show. It's fine. We're all gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But I want that face to be on the thumbnail. Can you make that happen?
Which face? You have to make it again. All right, sounds good.
All right.
I think that's all we got. The NFL draft is still happening since we talked about football last week.
It's so weird that the NFL draft is still happening.
Yeah, Roger Goodell doesn't care. He's just like, whatever.
It's fine.
Yeah. Like anyone goes to that. Actually, a lot of people go to that. I don't think they will this year, but who knows? So
it'll be fine.
Before we get off, I wanted to get your impression on something political / non-political. So Trump has kind of talked about, like, I think Trump's been pretty optimistic the last week or two, like him. And then if you haven't watched, I think his name is Dr. Anthony Fauci. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. I suggest anyone, he just did an interview with Philip DeFranco this week, just asking different questions. I suggest everyone go watch it. It's pretty informative. And he's a really smart guy. But I wanted to ask, how do you feel about Trump talking about how he wants to kind of slowly start reopening the economy, hopefully by Easter? What's your impressions of that?
That depends. Does he mean send all the children back to school? Does he mean opening a couple more businesses that maybe weren't considered essential? Or does he mean everything?
Well, from what I can tell, from what he is saying, is that he said his hopes are that by Easter, we could start slowly seeing maybe some parts of the country that aren't affected as much, slowly start reopening them. Maybe get the people can slowly go back to work for certain jobs. But obviously the medical community and some of the people on his the Corona task force or whatever, have said that they just don't have enough data yet to even say that. But the reason why I bring it up is that people are just going crazy on his statement about opening by Easter. And I kind of just wanted to make a point that it's I don't understand why people are so angry by his statement. Because first of all, it's not like he's not listening to the health professionals that he's put in charge. That's not happening. But he's just being optimistic, and he has a goal, and that's kind of the way that I'm seeing it. And it's not like he's saying, we're going to be open by Easter, everyone's going back to doing it no matter what. That's not what he's saying, but he has a goal. And for people that are critical of that, I just wanted to say, what do you want him to say, and how do you want him to act? Do you just want him to be we're all going to die and everything's on fire? You know what I mean?
I think what they want him to say is the same things that his medical people are saying. We don't have enough data to make that decision at this point. We will see how it goes next week, next 2 weeks. And we'll use the data to figure out what we're going to do.
Well, instead of and that's what he's doing. But I'm just saying, I think having a goal economically, or even just as as a country, isn't a bad thing. It's not like he's saying this is set in stone.
Yeah. But, now, to the people who are freaking out at that particular thing that Trump said, I do have something else to say to you.
Mm-hmm.
He said way stupider.
Yeah.
Often. So if you're going to freak out about that, don't even bother looking at the history of things he said.
Yeah. And honestly, I think everything is going, as far as politically and what the government is doing, I feel like a lot of things nothing's perfect. I'm not saying that, but I think things are working pretty well. And I think the precautions that are being taken, and the fact that we're getting manufacturers to produce ventilators for hospitals and stuff before they get overcrowded is great. So I guess we just got to see. I mean, honestly, within 1 week, look how much has changed just from the last time we talked.
Yes, a lot has changed in the last week, and next week, who knows?
You could, if next week, if we came back and said, well, 2 million people have the coronavirus, I wouldn't be surprised. Or if next week we came back and said, well, the coronavirus has disappeared, I also wouldn't be surprised. I literally have
no idea. I would be very surprised if that second one happened.
Well,
yeah, we got it, guys. We got it nipped in the bud. It's all gone.
If you watch, I said this last week, but on Netflix, if you watch that Explain documentary, and if you didn't watch it, go watch it. It's called The Next Pandemic. They talked about SARS back in 2002. And this is very similar to SARS, but I think the death rate's actually a little bit worse, and that's why we're in this situation now, and we weren't in it back in 2002. But as quickly as it came and as fast as it spread, it just disappeared, just as fast as it came. So It's not that insane for these viruses as we get further progressed into the summer for them to start dissipating. It's just a matter of how bad are they going to come back next flu season, if at all, or a lot. So, yeah.
I guess we'll see. Maybe by this point, I mean, we've got a lot of scientists and a lot of brilliant minds working on this currently. So, hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, and also a lot of stupid minds.
Yes. All minds are in it.
All minds are in this together, except for the ones who are just like, it's not a big deal. I'm going to hug you.
Yeah.
Screw you, people.
Yeah. All right.
Also, screw your karaoke party.
Karaoke. I mean, we got to go to that.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this episode of the Morning Ramble. See you next week when I'm dead of the coronavirus.
Everyone stay home. Wash your hands.
Yeah, stay home. Wash your hands. You'll probably be fine.
Everyone's going to be okay. Not everyone. I can't be that optimistic.
All right. Bye.